What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto from ESPN. I'm joined today by Bellator light heavyweight Corey Anderson, light heavyweight title challenger Corey Anderson. His next fight will be against Vadim Nemkov for the 205-pound belt. He is 5 days removed from a big win against Ryan Bader in Ryan Bader's home state of Arizona. I wonder how long does that high last for you, Corey? I mean, what you accomplished over there on Saturday, I would say probably arguably one of the best performances of your career, just a quick knockout, great performance. How are you feeling 5 days afterwards?
I feel great. I'm still happy with the performance. I'm happy with everything that went on that whole fight week, the whole camp. But it's just like my loss. I give myself about 5 minutes and we let go of it. Can't worry about it forever. Can't sit here and be super happy about that one performance when we got something else to worry about. So we had our 5 minutes. By the time we got out of the medical tent, it was switched over to the Nemkov.
Yeah, back to work, man. And that's how this sport goes. I mean, everybody's immediately talking about your next fight. I think probably everybody saw the knockout at this point. It was all over the place on social media. I rewatched it, the broadcast of it. And there is one specific part I want to ask you about. When you jumped up on the cage and you were, pounding your chest, I think you yelled, "What the hell is wrong with me?" Is that what you yelled?
Yeah, that was the song that was playing in the arena at the time.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was singing out the lyrics.
All right. That makes a lot more sense then, because it wasn't what I was expecting you to say right after you got a big win.
No, I was just rapping the music.
Okay. You also were talking about Bader's hometown. And what was that walkout like? Because I saw on your Twitter, you actually thanked Bader's fans for the hate that they gave you, for the slander that they gave you. You said, what was that walkout like on Saturday?
It was crazy. I'm used to not getting many cheers, but like in Brazil, usually when I'm there and they booing, I don't understand what they're saying. So I know they're saying stuff against me, but I don't understand it. As for this time, I actually understood every word that was being said, every curse word, every name, whatever it was calling me. And it was crazy because I had a great warm up in the back. I remember walking and I just kind of felt flat when we put us in a little tunnel. I just felt like I still wasn't ready. Like, I just wasn't hyped up as I needed to be. Like, what's going on? I remember telling my one of my cornermen in the back, like, I'm glad they started booing me because it took that for me to get like fired up. Like, okay, they don't want me to win. I F them then. I'm about to go out here and show them. Because when I was in that tunnel, it was like I'm trying to pump myself up. I'm hitting my chest. I'm hitting my legs. And it's just like, I still got the nervous jitters and my legs feel numb still. Usually by that point, I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. And as I got into that tunnel, I just didn't feel it yet. I was like, oh, what the hell is going on? Like, what? Come on, Corey. Come on. And then as soon as I stepped up on the stage, I took a little second just walking, like pacing in that little area. And I heard them start booing. I was like, okay, there we go. That's what I needed. I just need a little incentive. That's it. Let's go. And after that, I was fired up. From there, I was locked in. I got in the cage, and it just made me eyeball his coach on the cage. I was like staring through his coach's eye sockets. It was just, it was crazy.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That is crazy, man, because, I've heard fighters say that before, and a veteran like yourself. I mean, what's going through your mind when you just feel like you can't get up for a fight in the locker room or right before you walk out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was because it's another one of my big moments. Like Mark Henry has told me a lot of times, like, you are a great fighter, but you tend to get into these big fights and you drop the ball. You make mistakes. You let your nerves and stuff get to you, and you kind of lose focus. And I feel like I was beating myself up so much about that all camp long. Like, this is the biggest moment of my career. It's going to be the big jump for my career. I have to stay focused. Biggest thing, I have to stay focused. I can't make any mistakes. And I guess in the back warming up, like as coach was calling out codes and different stuff was going over, if I messed up on one little code in my mind, like, it's the end of the world, I'm not ready, I didn't do a good job, just can't. And I think I went into that tunnel thinking about the little codes, the little things I messed up in the back when we was warming up. Like I said, it was a good warm up, but I think in my head, I was just like, like thinking about what if this? What if I mess up this code in a fight and I slip the wrong way into a punch or something? I think that kind of got to my nerves, and that just kind of like brought my high down to, instead of being excited, kind of like not a depressing state, but a sad state, because I felt I didn't do enough that camp.
It's crazy, man, that all that stuff can be happening in your mind right before a fight. And then the crowd boos, the crowd does what it does. And then all of a sudden you're locked in, and then you get a quick win over a very good guy in Ryan Bader. And, you do the interviews, you go home probably, I'm assuming. And then all of a sudden, man, tell me what's going on with this Jan Blachowicz stuff. It kind of caught me off guard. I think it caught a lot of people off guard. Where were you when you saw this tweet of his? And what do you make of this sort of him being kind of vocal about what he's being vocal about?
I mean, when it was brought to my attention, we stayed in Arizona for 3 days. We just got home last night.
Okay.
I think my wife, I can't remember if my wife or somebody sent it to me in my DMs. I mean, all I thought was obviously he knows if you think you're the greatest and you had to go out there and voice your opinion about it, I mean, that shows you're pretty insecure about your statement. You know, I didn't go in there and say, I'm the best. I don't care what Jan Blachowicz did and this and that. I know I'm the best. And that's it. Plain and simple. I still believe it. I don't care what he's saying, what the fans said. Muhammad Ali didn't go out here and argue with people to say he was the best. You know, you didn't see Mike Tyson doing that. You didn't see Michael Jordan have to go argue with nobody to claim he was the best. He said it, he meant it, and he showed it. And that's just where I am. I don't have anything to say. I mean, the fact that he's still going on doing interviews about it and still trying to claim why he's the best, it just tells me more and more. I am the best. The fact that you're going out there doing all that, I ain't got nothing to say. I said I'm the best. And I'm willing to show it. If he wants to step wherever he wants to step, come find me. I'll show you. I am the best. I made a mistake. We make mistakes. I ain't got nothing else to say, but I'm the best.
When did you decide that you're the best light heavyweight in the world? Did that happen on Saturday or did that happen before that?
It happened after I trained with Daniel Cormier. You know, he the one that told me, made me believe it. He even came Velasquez, all those guys, like, bro, like, you are good. Like, your biggest thing, they told me when I left that camp, like, your biggest mistake you make is you just rush. If you learn how to find some patience, I don't see you losing at all. Like, there's nobody that can beat you. And the last thing DC told me before he left to go to the trilogy fight with Stipe Miocic, and I got on my plane, he said, Corey, let's think about this. The thing about what you just did with me this whole camp, like, you hung with me and these guys. Only person that can hang with me is Cain Velasquez. They can go 5 rounds straight and actually give me go to where it's back and forth, close rounds, or sometimes you went around or I went around. It's Cain Velasquez. He said, I didn't beat everybody in the 205 division. So you think about that. There's no reason why you should be losing to anybody. You learn how to be patient, you won't lose again. I promise you that. You are the best. And he even called my manager, Ali, and was like, yo, I'm glad when me and Corey was like beefing on Twitter, when he tweeted me, he wanted to fight me, and I answered back. I'm glad that fight didn't happen because he could have actually challenged my belt. This kid is actually good, Ali. And when he said that, I was like, oh, like, I got to finally believe it. Like, I've always known how good I was, but I never actually believed what I can do. I get to those big fights, those big moments, I feel I didn't belong there yet. But after training with DC, and I remember being super nervous, and the first time we sparred, and when he told me, like, bro, you gave me the go right there. I ain't never had smoke like that in a while. And after he said that, I knew, like, okay, I can actually hang with these guys. And then he told me at the end, what he told me with him and Cain and his manager, his coaches all told me before I left, I knew. My phone just went. I was like, that right there was the 205 champion of the world. That was the 205 champion of the world. He just said that. So if he can tell me that, I have to believe it. And I started believing it. And it started coming out in practice. Like, I always had great practices, but now it's like, even the coaches say, bro, you're on just another level. Like, you just take guys down and you ground and pound them, or you stay on top. But now you taking them down and you transition to the back, or you transition to the neck, or you get out of scrambles. Like, they take you down, but you're right back up. You get to a heel hook, you scramble out. Whatever it is, you're always scrambling and you're not stopping. You're seeing things ahead of time. You're slipping with your punches, just like I did in the fight. You're slipping and throwing punches right away and countering. Because everything you're doing now is like high level stuff. Like, you are like at a level we've never seen before. And you don't see 205s move like this and do this. And just all the stuff being told and you see it. And I watch my sparring, I realize, like, damn, I am that good. I just got to go out here and show it.
So being 32 years young and having, I got to believe, you can tell me, but having plenty of years left in this sport, how important is it to you that everybody else comes to that conclusion too? I hear it. I hear you're convicted in it. You 100% believe you are the best light heavyweight in the world. Does it matter to you if the rest of the world agrees with you at some point? Like, do you have to force that?
No. But I was reading a quote today from Ali. I was looking up, because I always look at different quotes. So I'm out hunting in the tree stand just waiting. And one of the ones he says, I said I was the greatest before I knew it. And I had to tell myself this all the time until everybody else believed it. You know, he didn't really care if everybody else, but he just told himself that for himself. And then eventually he started doing it, and everybody else jumped on the train. And that's just how it is for me. In order for me to perform the best I can, I have to remind myself of how good I am. I have to do it in sparring. When we get new guys come in for sparring, and I think they might be a threat, I have to tell myself, like, F that, man. You're the best. You're the best. I don't care who he is. I don't care if he's heavyweight, whatever size, you're the best in the world. Let's go. It's another day in the gym. And at the end, like I said, I tell myself so much. And by the round's over, he knows. The person knows, like, man, you're good, dude. Like, you just put it on me. And that's just what it is. And eventually, they're going to either catch on or they won't. But I know when I retire, I'll look back, my friends, my families, my fans, my supporters, they'll know how good I was. They'll know how great I was. Like Ali said, I'm going to show you how great I am.
Mm-hmm. So this business with Jan and the tweets back and forth, it's fun, and it's kind of, it's entertaining the fight fans this week. But is it in your mind, is it almost kind of like, what does it matter? Like it's irrelevant, or like do you want a trilogy with him at some point? Do you see a path in which there could be a trilogy with him at some point, or is it just kind of like he tweeted, you tweeted, and now we're moving on from it?
I think it's kind of cute, to be honest. Like I said, he got the biggest fight of his life coming up in a week against a guy who I've beat as well, and he's like spending his energy wasted on me, who like he keeps saying in another organization. So if that's how you feel, why you keep vocalizing? Unless you want to get Dana to do a cross promotion when his tournament over, I ain't worried about it. But hell yeah, if he get the opportunity, if something coming, we can do a trilogy. Of course, I want that smoke. I'm gonna tax that ass and show him exactly why I am the best. Why it was a mistake I made. If he don't want it, he wants to stay over there. He wants to stay safe where he's at and keep his belt and his claim to himself. Hey, do your thing. You earn that right. But
how good is life for you right now, man? I remember talking to you almost a year. It was a little over a year ago, and you had secured your release from the UFC. You came off some health problems. You were in a situation where, doctors, depending on what they were telling you, you weren't sure how viable it was that you were going to keep fighting. And now you're 3 fights into your Bellator career. It seems like things are going pretty well. How is life compared to what it was a year ago?
Life is beautiful, man. I'm sitting in a brand new truck right now that I ain't had when we talk, because it's Bellator money. My wife got a new car. Everybody happy. I got a new baby. My dog back here chilling in the back seat. We doing what we want to do, man. We fight. We hunt. I spend time with the family, and I just live the life. Every day I wake up excited to start the day. I woke up at 5 a.m., went to the woods. I hunted till 9, went home, spent some time with my son. Just went back to the woods, about to go back to the family, do interviews. Life is great. I have nothing to complain about. I'm making money. I'm happy. Me and my family ain't got to worry in the world. Anything we want to do, we can do. Anywhere we want to go, we can go. My wife want to go get something. She don't got to ask. She got the credit card. Go get it. We don't have to be checking the bank account anymore. We don't have to be worrying about, with the tournament, I don't have to worry about who my next opponent is. I don't have to worry about trying to please the promoter. I got to watch what I tweet and what I post, because the promotion going to call my manager and they going to call me because they don't want me posting that. I'm out here living my best life to the fullest and making money doing it. So I'm loving it.
How much of a better fighter do you think you are because of just the improvement in, everything you just talked about, your situation, your life? Like what has that done for you competitively?
I mean, I feel that is the 100% reason I am fighting the way I have, the last 3 fights how I have, and the confidence and everything I can, because you don't have to worry about fighting other battles anymore. Like I said all week in media, the biggest thing I was dealing with in the UFC, it wasn't just fighting my opponents. I was fighting my opponents. I was fighting the fans, and I was fighting the promoter and the matchmaker. And I was arguing with my manager because he would call me with something that the matchmaker or the UFC, whoever said, and I'm trying to fight. And like, as an attorney, I'm trying to argue my own statement like a lawyer. So I'm always arguing back and forth, trying to prove something, trying to win a case. And that was a lot. Think about like when Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. He was dealing with all that stuff going on in his life. He wasn't fighting the same. He wasn't the same anymore. He wasn't the Tyson everybody knew. And I felt that's where I was at the end of my career. I remember I was spending so much of my time. I remember I was in the airport one time, and a highlight of something came on of John Jones. And I remember just stopped, and I was zoned out, just staring at the TV, and I got mad. And I was traveling with my boy, and he kept tapping me. He's like, Corey, and it took a while to like, bro, you good? Like, what you mean? Like, you been saying this TV. And it was just, I was so fixated on getting to John Jones, on proving everybody wrong, proving Dana Hunter, because some stuff Hunter Campbell had told me before I left and said to me to my face, it just rubbed me the wrong way to the point I wasn't fighting for me anymore. I was fighting to prove a point to them. I wasn't fighting to just win. I was going out there to fight to show them how good I am, how I need a raise. I deserve this. I deserve a title fight. I don't care about the fans. I earned a title shot. And it was just so much baggage that I don't have anymore. And now I'm living happy and free, man. Literally. I don't think I find myself upset, mad. Even if horrible situations happen, I find the positive in everything now because life is just so great. Because it could be the other way.
Yeah. You look like a happy and relaxed individual to me. You really do. I could see it. I just see it in your demeanor. So all that said, and then how great life is, what would a Bellator championship mean? You go in and take care of business against Nemkov. Like, what is the significance of a Bellator championship to you?
A championship is a championship. You know, you say Bellator, they say UFC, whatever you want to put in front of it. It's just letters. You know, but me to go around my waist, I don't care what the name says. I don't care who gave it to me, where I win it at. To me, it's the significance of I came into the big leagues with 3 fights. A lot of people don't know that. Corey only had 3 fights before he made it to the UFC. And I made it to the top 10 in the first year. And I stayed in the top 10 my whole career in the UFC. And I left, and now I'm still in the top 10 in the world. And to finish this tournament with the belt around my waist, it's just like, I came in here from nothing and made something. I came from nothing and I made something. I took a dime and made $1 million out of it. I made $1 million out of a penny. I came in with a blast double and I came out as a world champion. And that right there, that is the biggest thing to me to show I stayed the course. No matter how much Dana White and all those guys was nagging at me, picking at me. They're trying to say, oh, we never had nothing against Corey. So he feel we was against him. And everybody in the media say, or not the media, the fans say, you've seen the way they didn't promote me. They did everything against me. At the end, they couldn't break me. At the end, that's what it means. Have that gold belt around my waist, they couldn't break me. I kept pushing. I kept striving. I kept pushing. I kept striving every day through hardship and everything. And I never lost focus. I knew what I can do. I knew what I wanted, and I got it.
Last thing for you, you win a championship. You get that feeling. You accomplish it. You make the money that comes along with it. How are we celebrating? Are we going back to Arizona because that's your favorite vacation spot, or we got bigger plans after the finals?
I mean, if it's still hunting season during the finals, I'm going to take that money and book a big hunting trip somewhere, fly my family out and go give me some kind of exotic animal, an elk or something crazy. But no, I don't spend money like that. Money is nice. Like I said, I got a new truck and stuff, but the rest of it just go in the bank account. I do my essential stuff. I use the sponsorship money to live off of, and the rest just stacks. So when we're done, we don't have to worry about what's next. We can go open the gym, do whatever we want because all the money has been stacked up waiting for us.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I know a lot of the people in the sport are happy for you, and we're looking forward to that finals fight. We'll talk again before that happens. We'll break down your matchup with Nemkov, but for now, keep enjoying that win. I appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me, Brett.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.